And we're back. Just a few days ago, a man, an aggrieved man at the Nigeria High Commission caused criminal damage by destroying. You know what? Before we go, we're going to play a clip right now. And when we come back, we're going to play this clip. And when we come back, we'll go into the main topic for today. We're live? We're rolling?
Hello there. Welcome to Last in Love. I really You've been married for 21 years.
I forgot to put my distance back. That was how I had that.
How were you raised?
Mohammed, Aganiko? One more Kachinyaro.
This is happening at Nigeria embassy in London. Nigeria embassy, and somebody was so crazy. They didn't want to fix his passport or something, so he decided to break all the embassy's cards. He damaged about 5 cards. So there was police around. Can you imagine? I'm here live, Jeff, at the Nigerian embassy in London. You can see the flags. Just happening right now.
What I'm trying to do. Yeah, I'm trying.
Oh my days, this is something else.
He just started breaking?
Yes, sir.
Without being prompted?
Without prompted.
And welcome back. And the last clip you just seen was the aftermath of an incident that happened earlier in the week at the Nigeria High Commission when a man went on rampage and destroyed or caused criminal damage to 5 High Commission owned cars. And gentlemen, my guest in the studio, Charles Emeka, speaker and author, and Wale Gates, comedian and MC. Gentlemen, how did you first hear about this?
My WhatsApp suddenly started getting flooded. Bam, 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 bam. And then phone calls. Have you heard? And then you go on and you're like...
And you, Wale?
Same thing via WhatsApp, and people, once anything that has to do with Nigerian community happens, people just go, oh, Wale must have an opinion about it, what do you think?
Okay.
So
what do you think? Let's start with you then.
For use a better word, the guy is pretty not alright.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do not want...
Because it's extreme.
It's extreme, because whatever he did...
So the level of the damage, you know...
The level of his damage was, I think, was way too much.
If I'm saying, if that had happened at certain embassies that had deemed high risk, like the US or the Israeli... He could have been taken down. No, it could have been taken. It could have been deemed a terrorist attack. Anything. So that was pretty serious.
So his action was way overboard. So there is no. I'm worried about talking about talking about how the how the embassy functions
Yes.
and his action, because it almost feels
not
like
different
you're-
parallels,
It
yeah.
almost feels like you're making
Just trying to make a
justify-
case for
make a case for it. So we have to treat his actions as extreme on his own, then talk about the embassy.
Yeah. However, that incident has kicked off a conversation, and it's a conversation based on a certain feeling of Nigerians, not just in the UK,
Yeah.
you know,
Around the world.
pretty much around the world, and how they relate, or how the embassy, the high commissions, or the embassies across Nigerian embassies across the world relate with the citizenry in these different parts of the world. So I want us to now move that conversation from that act of the man created to the conversation that's been created now. What's your stamp? And I know you do have a very strong opinion. I know you released a statement about your past, incidents. Other night, your most recent incident.
Present. It's
So
alive.
At what point?
It's alive. Coming back to, and I'm probably one of the only people that has said this, in terms of the damage done to the cars.
Yes.
It was extreme, but I could
see
see,
a box coming.
I could see how they can get somebody to that point. Because a few weeks ago, when I was going through my own insults and abuse at the High Commission, and then I saw a lady on the floor crying with 2 babies, I lost it. A moment of madness. That embassy, and when that red mist comes, he could have done that in maybe 45 seconds. Bam, 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 bam. Damage done. Eyes are now clear.
It could have been worse, you mean?
Could have been worse. His actions, when you look at them, you'll say, no way, we can't accept this. But the embassy.
The embassies are bad. It is.
My brother,
I
sorry.
mean,
The embassy can drive you.
What are the problems? Let's break it down
Where
now.
do you start?
No. Let's break it down.
Start from the entrance.
Okay.
No. Start from when you're trying to
Okay,
book
yes.
the website.
Start from the website.
Okay. What's the problem with the website?
They're
Not functional enough?
Let me say.
You go on a
Let me say this, and I do not speak from experience. From what I was told, there are websites that run better than that website. I mean, seriously, how it can't be that difficult. But their website is to get information, to surf around it. It's difficult. Everyone has a problem. Nothing is straightforward.
Navigating the website.
Navigating the website on its own.
Wale Gates is being diplomatic. It's an embarrassment. It's a shame. The website doesn't even tell you. Sometimes the High Commission is closed. You can't go on the website and know that the High Commission is closed. Then you arrive there. People travel from far. Nothing works. The system is messed up. It's disorganized, and it's as if nobody cares. Nobody cares what the people are going through and experiencing. It is a complete culture of we don't care.
And the annoying thing is, this is not just happening in the UK. I've seen videos of people talking about it in America,
Canada.
in Canada, across Europe. So you're like, how can in different countries something be so? How can it be so dysfunctional? There must be a massive problem to that. First of all, I want to know, where do they get their staff from? And it sounds like I hate to slag their staff off, but you're like,
It's a good
surely,
question. It's a good question.
because when you go to a Nigerian embassy, you kind of feel like the staff there, you're like, do you live in this country?
Yeah.
Because
it doesn't seem like anything has impacted you, your culture, your mindset, your mentality.
Because it's like I've just gone to show.
Could that be the problem?
I feel
I think they should employ people
50%
from-
of the staff should be Nigerian, British-based,
or Nigerian born of the country they're in.
Generally, it's a mix. Generally. Generally, it's a mix. Now, let's put it into perspective.
At least front of house, the people
exactly,
are engaging with customers.
Because you see, it's and this is just, let's talk staffing now. We live in the UK. I think I can be bold to say the Nigeria High Commission in the UK, or perhaps the States, deal with the most Nigerians across the world.
Yes.
Those two.
Agreed.
So the volume of, could the question be not adequate staffing, or
In terms of
poor
numbers?
or poor staffing in terms of quality of staff?
Okay.
Or in terms of, like you alluded to, we live in the UK. 95% of our activities every day are we are outside of, typically outside the non-Nigerian, and a certain level of finish and quality is expected.
Professionalism,
which doesn't come through when you go to. So could that be the problem? Where exactly do we put that?
Just start with just 2 words, customer service. What are the people's customer experience like? They are customers. They are paying for something. They're expecting a service. They're expecting good morning. I don't know what to do. Where should I go? If you do this, just be pleasant. Those things are not hard. Whatever country you're from.
They're not hard with the right stuff. I have to stress that. Could the problem be Nigerians? Could the problem be Nigerians? I've been to the Nigeria High Commission numerous times, and what I'm going to say next, you wouldn't believe. My last 5 visits, at least to the Nigeria High Commission, have been smooth. In fact, about 3 I posted on my social media. No, hear me out. About 3 I posted, because when it happens, I feel the sense to get that word out, because typically what you hear is people knocking the High Commission.
Yes.
So when I go there, and it's not because I'm DJ Abass. And normally when I go in,
not true.
No, when I hear me out. When I go in there, and the staff that says, Abass, no, I'm fine, and I sit. And even people there, I get into conversation with people sitting down, and I even see some our Nigerians, always they're trying to be inhibit in a hurry. I say, Mr. Man, calm down. There's a procedure. You don't have to take a tag to start with. Sit down and follow. So is it possible as well?
It could be
Why they have their faults, that some of these problems could be us as well? Is it possible?
I agree. Number 1, whether you like it or not, if you're a personality, the treatment is a little different.
But I've told you, with me in particular,
with you, whether you know it or not, they will treat you differently.
Maybe
you will
because they
act
already
differently. Because everyone that tells me, I had a great experience, 80% of the people that have told me, they are, let me use the word, upwardly mobile, known, visible, have a level of notoriety. They will treat you. For example, the first couple of times I went in just plain clothes, jeans, t-shirt. The service, the way people spoke to me. Then I noticed that people that were in suits.
Is that the Nigerian factor? Because what you have just...
Then when I wore a suit...
My brother, what you have just described right now...
Oh!
My brother, what you have just described... See, in politics, the portion of land you occupy anywhere in the world as your embassy is technically actually your country.
I agree.
So, is it possible? Because in Nigeria, you know the way it works now.
Yes.
There's the big man syndrome. You walk in, and people will treat you in a certain way.
Yes.
So, are we actually being true to kind at the Nigeria High in terms of what you just described right now?
Okay, but 70-80% of the people that walk into that place live here with an expectation of what customer service is, with an expectation of good morning, good afternoon, how can I help you? And that's what, but good service is good service anywhere.
We have a call. Hello, what's your name and where you're calling from?
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Habib Gali. I'm calling from Manchester.
Okay, sir. What's your question or comment?
Yeah, firstly, I would like to say a big kudos for those people that put up with this program.
Thank you, sir.
I don't even know. I was just flipping around with my remote and then I came up.
Flip every Thursday at 8 o'clock.
Okay, but yeah, so I just wanted to quickly buttress. I just quickly wanted to buttress what I can't remember his name, the gentleman.
Mr. Charles?
Next to Wale Gates.
Yes, Mr. Charles. Charles
He
Emeka.
said something which I really want to emphasize on. He said that we all know this as a fact, that as a Nigerian, there's nowhere you go when it comes to like where they are rendering services and you are well known among the society or a public figure or something like that. Just like you, Mr. DJ Abass, there's no way that the moment you step into that Nigerian High Commission, they know it's you.
Yeah.
They want to reckon with you. They want to do something with you so quickly.
Yep.
That is the Nigerian system. I understand that we as a Nigerian as well, we do have our own problem as a Nigerian when it comes to, this issue of not being patient when we get to somewhere when we want to do something. But if you've been living in this country for a very long time, you will have been used to the system that anywhere you go, You want to get, you've been to several places and you know how things are done in this country. If you want to go anywhere again, you expected such services every other places.
Indeed.
Nigerian Commissioner, there's a lot of problems going on in that country. I'm not saying that I'm in support of the issues of the vandalism guy did or something like that, but maybe that thing will make them go and sit down and think.
Okay.
The guy said something right from the moment, right from the beginning. I always travel from Manchester to come down to that place, and I've been there, and someone was telling me that, oh, they came from Manchester. What about me that came from, instead came from somewhere further down compared to where I came from? I was like, wow. And then they can imagine this. I'm still asking this question, no, I don't know, Prof. Abass. The question is this. They said that if you have any problem with your passport, you made a mistake in the Nigerian passport, you will have to go to Abuja to rectify it. What if you don't have your paper here?
Okay.
You have to travel to Abuja before you can have your passport rectified, and then you come back here.
Thank you very much.
There are some things that require just common sense. But because we know too much, we always want to act as if we know too much. We'll be putting some things on, we'll be coming up with some ideas that you cannot even relate with.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your call. Thank you. We would like to take more calls from members of if you're watching the show, so keep calling and we'll take your calls as and when we can deal with them. He has just alluded to the fact that he comes from Manchester.
Yes.
Now, is it possible? And I'm very well, I have to play devil's advocate here because they're not here, so, and I have a long-standing experience, and I know people at the Nigeria High Commission.
And you want to be nice to them.
No, I don't want to be nice. I know, but we
can't
be three.
You don't want to
We can't be three of us.
All the people, and that's why if you saw my outburst the other day, I came hard at so-called Nigerian leaders in the community.
And that's why I thought we needed to have this conversation. Okay. Right? Now, what of all these problems, this myriad of issues people talk about, which is the most difficult? Is it communication?
Communication, staffing, a system. There should be a proven and predictable pattern of activity. You know what's going to happen and when it's going to happen.
So there was a video, I saw a video, I think she's in Toronto.
Yes.
Oh no, she went to...
That's 5 years old actually. That's 5 years old though.
Toronto.
Yeah.
She had to fly from somewhere to Toronto, only for her to get there, took some days off work.
And the place was...
booked a hotel, went to the embassy and they went, oh, we are closed, come next week. No, people don't have... Some people can't take 2-3 days off work.
And it's not that hard.
Because
it's not that
I'm also
hard.
quick to stress that this is not even just a UK thing.
No,
it pretty much happens at a lot.
That's why we say it is a culture.
How do you start to turn that around?
It is easy. I've offered. I will work at the Nigeria High Commission for 1 year free. I will bring in 4 people. It's not hard.
And again, another question.
It's not hard.
We have a call. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
I'm Michael calling from Newcastle.
Yes, sir. Go on, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much for the program. I've been enjoying it, and if this will bring about change, that would be nice. I'm not saying that what the young man did, taking laws into his hands, it is not. But the problem with change is that Nigerians don't borrow what it takes to make a change. For example, this was happening in Spain for many years. If you go to this Nigerian embassy in Spain, it was like, in fact, if there's any place that is corrupt, it was like that. But until a new ambassador came in, and that was Bianca, everything changed. Right now, you can go to that embassy and finish whatever you are doing that same day, and you see the staff getting used to know how things work. But before it was not like that. Bribery was everywhere. You can't believe it, my brother. Just go there before, like 4 years, 5 years back, until that woman came in. Things changed. We never knew things could change. So the staff here is the problem. We've had so many times, many years, people have been complaining. The same thing happening all over and all over again. Until this young man just took the bull by the horn. But then, I'm not saying it's good. So that's my contribution. Thank you for the program. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much for calling in as well. And he alluded, the Spanish example now, he alluded to leadership.
Yes.
Could that be the problem?
Everything rises and falls on leadership, and it
fish
just
rolls
takes
from the head.
just a hands-on approach. It's not hard. That's the thing. This is not rocket science.
What I want to know is, when we're in England, so let's use England. If you want to apply for a British passport, you don't even have to go there. You don't have to. You can just take a picture
Systems.
online.
But we may not be ready for that yet.
No,
we understand that.
We
may not be ready for that.
We may not be ready for that level.
Yes.
But
we can,
my brother,
part of it. Do you have to go to
visas
the
this
embassy to
way,
collect?
renewal this way. How many people can we handle on a day-to-day basis? First 200, first, it's just organization. It's
again,
not hard, but it's also a culture of how you talk to people.
And another thing is, do you need people to go and collect the passport? Can they be posted to the people?
I don't think we are there. I personally,
I agree with you.
I don't think we're ready for that level.
I think maybe
yet,
maybe because of fraud, deception, fake identities.
No, I'm not talking about in Nigeria. I'm talking about
even here. No, see.
Guys, now.
No, see, you need to, Wale, we need to be realistic,
yeah,
right?
but if you fraud your passport, then that passport is on you.
No, it's this is where I have to play devil's advocate here, really. We know certain things are not attainable. However, I'll give you a typical example. I was living in this country when the banking system in Nigeria improved to the point where, in fact, I actually prefer certain elements of Nigerian banking. This idea of getting an alert. I think it's one of the most brilliant ideas.
I agree.
So basically, they have worked out the system in Nigeria to suit the environment.
Yes.
So I actually, when I'm in Nigeria and I get that alert, I'm actually excited. I'm like, this is different. So I'm thinking right now, if you are the embassy, and the problem usually is not really with visas, it's with passports.
Yes.
You need to
but sometimes with because of that culture, I've had before where you've been told to come and collect your visa after your plane has left.
But see, over the last few years, I remember they had problem with booklets.
Yes.
There was an issue with booklets.
Recently.
In fact, if we go back to like 5-6 years ago, before the OIS was set on place, before you could book online, it was mayhem at the Nigeria High Commission.
Yes.
Because everybody felt the need to show up. But when the online thing came on, it's like it halved the numbers coming in, half. And I always say now that, why don't they have a hotline? A lot of things you
can't even ring the embassy.
Even if it's premium rate.
Yes. Because
I don't mind paying £1 a minute if I'm going to have a 10-minute conversation, because that £10 will save me not going to work. No. Some charge more.
Yeah.
The French embassy, they charge more, But if I get what I want,
you don't mind paying it.
I don't mind.
If it's £12 to stay at home and get your things sorted.
Stay at home. I can go to work still. Because when you're going to the Nigeria High Commission, most people in their head is an entire day.
Absolutely.
People are coming from everywhere. So a lot of this problem certainly is procedural. There is no doubt about that. However, I need to also speak. This incident that happened is not the first violent incident that will happen at the High Commission.
I'm even surprised that it's taken this long.
No, because, you know what, let's just take this caller. Hello, what's your name and where you calling from? Hello? Okay,
Hi, good evening. My name is Hello?
Sorry, what's your name again?
Oh, my name is Gabriel. I'm calling from London.
Awesome, please, your comment or your question.
Thank you very much, DJ Abass and Charles and Wale, for having the traffic issue out.
Yes.
I understand the guy's frustration. I don't condone his behavior.
Yes.
But I saw it coming very soon. And I'm wondering that it took this long to happen. But the part that worries me is the picture of his biodata page being taken by mobile phone and put on Twitter for the whole world to see, of which his data could be used by somebody else to impersonate him.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
And how are we now sure as citizens that our data or our details with the embassy are safe? Are we not sure they are being sold to third party and somebody is committing fraudulent?
Especially in this GDPR era as well.
That's what I'm worried about. That's my question. How we store our data is safe with them.
Awesome. Thanks so much for that. Yeah.
That's a good question, because of serious recklessness by the embassy.
If I can add very quickly, they have actually, because there was a press release, an official press release, you know, which told their own side of the story, and they never alluded, obviously, to it. I just wanted to take this as perhaps it was not an embassy action. It was a member of staff. It was a member of staff, you know. So I just wanted to put that in the frame.
But if it's a member of staff,
you're representing the High Commission, yeah.
Who is the staff?
Yes.
Because remember, with my passport, that is still there.
Yeah.
First for 2 weeks, I was accused of having 2 passports.
Okay.
And I was called a criminal and a thief and so forth. Then they said to me, sorry, we put your picture on somebody else's passport and put their picture on yours. That's still the same issue. They took my name and called me Foluke. And took Foluke.
And you're not actually pretty, you're not pretty enough to be Foluke.
And then
we don't know. We don't know. How do you know? We don't know whether you're not Foluke. we have to take your word. We are taking your word for it, your chance.
You know, and it's very possible. And what they're saying is, I knew the members of staff that engaged with me till the end, and they're saying, oh, don't worry, that member of staff is going to be dealt with. Who?
Now, we're going to take this call. Before I do, I want you both to think ways forward. What can change? What needs to be addressed while we take this call? Your name? Hi, your name and where you calling from? The person has started to play us some music. Hello, what's your name and where you calling from? Oh God, I love the show. Okay, so so we've highlighted some key problems. Staffing. The attitude of staff to some, you know, to people who come for stuff. We've highlighted. Remind me now.
We've highlighted systems,
process,
culture, process,
issues,
attitude, everything.
Okay, and also I stress that this is not just a UK problem.
Yes.
You know? Now, I remember, that, like I said, years ago there was the issue, because I have to allude to there was a major problem many years ago until the OIS thing came, and that seemed to ease a lot of problems. And then this whole passport situation in terms of booklets, you know, which really is down to federal government from back home, you know, that became, so they had to like space out. But it appears that problem has been solved in terms of the availability of booklets, but the problem now is managing the orders and the numbers, which is really where the problem is. You know, that's the long and short of it. I'm saying that now. It's because you go into the embassy. The people, my friend Ayoshunaya went in. He was really he had to go and get passport. He lost his mom. He's having the funeral next weekend. He had to get passports for his children, and he said, okay, he had to pay because he was given a date beyond. So he had to pay fast track. And then there was an error made on one of the passports, and he had to pay another fast track to get that done. And really, that was the crux of his anger. The fact that he had to pay for something he deemed was their fault. So now you hear, if it was just 1, 2, 3, 4 complaints, you can put it down to whatever. But if there seems to be an overwhelming swell, you know, an
avalanche,
one cannot ignore anymore, and which put into context the actions of that man, who, if I might add, actually has a previous for violent conduct. We have to stress that.
No.
But
see,
he does.
Hold on.
He does.
See, I saw somebody put that on your page. Excuse me. If me and Wale Gates have a fight now, then suddenly you want to go and bring up what I did in 2007. I have previous. I've been living long enough to make a couple of mistakes. No, don't get me wrong. He might have a bad temper.
No doubt. There's actually no doubt.
You guys,
he could have done one car. He could have done one car. He did 5.
He did 5.
Really,
maybe in his head at that time, with his rage, he was saying, the money I have spent to come all the way, don't forget, stay in a hotel, lose work, you people are going
and
to.
also, I'm quite concerned as well to a degree for members of staff because they've had to deal with violent situations. This was the first time where they had to call the police, you know. So I want this to I want this to be like, we need to do a kind of like search, an inner search overall. You know, why the High Commission needs to deal with a lot of issues, we also need to look inwards and perhaps be a bit more patient in some instances. No, hear me out. It's important you hear me very well. Let's take this call, we'll come back to it. Your name and where you're calling from, please?
Hello, my name is Tosin.
Hello,
I'm calling
Tosin.
from London.
How you doing?
Hello.
Okay.
Thank you, DJ Abass, for all you're doing.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
I would like to contribute to, obviously, what you're discussing.
Yes.
And also say about my experience.
Okay.
When I was about to renew my passport, I went online. I was given an option to select dates that I would like to attend.
Okay.
I was able to make the selection where it wouldn't go through.
Okay.
So I had to physically go to where I had to make payment, and then I was given a random date.
Okay.
So now I had to make myself available for interview for that date. Okay. Otherwise, there was no option for me to change it.
Okay.
So I just wonder, I did give feedback to the staff, but I wonder if the embassy actually take on board, feedback that are given to them. Because like one of your guests mentioned, it looks like this problem actually starts from before you even arrive at the embassy.
There's certainly a problem in terms of structure because I also had that challenge with an application where I think my wife was trying to set up a book. There seems to be no correlation between the online activity and what happens on the day. So this problem actually could be part of the booking system on the website, because the website, I think the website needs overhauling.
Majorly.
And it needs constant management as well.
But just to touch on what this lady just said.
Thank you so much for the call.
Thank you.
What about just a simple complaints box? You can put your complaints in there. At the end of the week, they just go through them. They will know what people are thinking. You need feedback from your customers. They are customers. Yes, they're Nigerian. They are paying customers. Take the feedback from your customers and improve the service. Pay one person. Their job is just to focus on the website and social media platforms. That's what they need to do. And then you can update. Have a Nigerian High Commission Twitter account and keep people posted. We are not going to be open today.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a bank holiday today.
Difficult.
Come on, my brother. I know you're playing devil's advocate.
I
know, but it's not hard.
What I
it's
want
not
to know
hard.
is how difficult it is it to run a website?
If you don't know how, it can be very difficult.
Employ someone. The money is available.
Kids can do this thing.
The money is available.
The money is available.
See, when you said one of the things you said is just start with a culture of the guy at the door. Since we say once you step into an embassy, you're in that country.
Yes.
It's supposed to be welcome to Nigeria.
Indeed.
How can I be of assistance to you today? I commend, anytime I meet a polite security guard there, I always stop and tell him, you're different. There is a particular security guard there when my wife went, she told him his name because of his reputation. And he said, how do you know my name? She said, your reputation precedes you for being rude. Good afternoon. You're welcoming people into, how can I be of assistance to you?
And it's possible that the feedback you give, it's also possible that the feedback you give, if it's wrong or if it's negative, it has no effect on the staff in the sense that it won't affect their jobs. Their jobs are not at risk. Like now, if you go to Tesco or any other store, if you get bad service from a staff it can affect their job.
Indeed.
Yeah.
But it's possible that the Nigerian embassy, if you say, oh, this member of staff was absolutely terrible at the job, it won't affect their job. They might just be moved to the Nigerian embassy
and when there's no consequence.
Once they know consequences, these guys have nothing to lose. They know that one person from Abuja don't secure my job, so I have nothing to lose.
So let's zone in on let's zone in on solutions right now.
Okay.
So if the ambassador is one, I believe the ambassador is watching right now.
Okay.
His Excellency, I believe he's watching.
Okay.
If you're talking to him right now,
okay,
what would you say to him right now?
Okay. Let people feel that you care. Start there. Number two, every person that walks through those doors deserves to have a good customer experience, irrespective of their problems. Number three, people should feel that there are people there available to help them solve their issues and problems.
Adequate staffing.
Yes. mentality. So it could still be the right stuff. Because like Wale said before, if they live in the UK, they have expectations where they go to other places of service. You have an expectation.
Indeed.
I expect the person in Tesco to say, hi, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. And that changes everything once we start off on a good note. But if you get me angry by insulting me at the door.
You pick on every little thing from them.
The problem is
No, go downstairs. You can't come in now. You can still say that same thing to me. We live in the UK. So the UK culture has also given us a different expectation.
Indeed.
I don't want to talk to you and you go, am I your mate?
Uh-huh.
My son is your age, oh. I have a son like you at home. My wife is your age. That's none of your business.
Someone said to you, oh, come and pass here now. I'm support.
I'm here to. I want the service here. So you telling me your son is my age is really none of my business or your business, really.
Now it's
systems gets one person that regularly update the website, gives people information via Twitter, Facebook.
Because for me personally, I travel a lot, and I've found myself in situations where I've had to call different embassies. You know, just call the hotline and it says there it's 99p per minute. No problem. You know, if I'm gonna lie on my bed and make this happen, I don't have a problem with that.
Yes.
So, and we must also, as hard and as difficult as this sounds, really, part of what happens there is also a carryover of the culture from back home.
I agree.
And as bad as that sounds, it is just the harsh reality.
Sorry.
Which is why leadership, not just from the very top, but all the way down, I think must reflect in, because this problem right now is not just a one-issue problem any longer right now. No, this whole incident of this man has brought this whole topic to the fore. So I don't expect the rank and file of the High Commission in the UK to be answerable to all the other ones, but I live in the UK. And I expect if I walk into that particular embassy to have, you know, so, and they'll probably tell you, oh, well, we have to listen to federal government, but make the difference here.
Okay, but that guy just told us of an example of Bianca Ojukwu becoming the ambassador in Spain and things changing.
No, that's very commendable. And that's from somebody, a member of the public, you know.
Exactly.
That's not paid advice.
I know something I know, I mean, I've been told that in Sweden, that the Nigerian embassy in Sweden functions very well. That you can, in 3 days, you can get things done.
How many Nigerians are in Sweden?
Now,
I agree.
There's a numbers factor to this.
There is a numbers factor, but then there's also a thing of saying we can only deal with 300 applications a day.
End of.
Period.
And then scale it up from there.
Scale up from there. You're next. You're next. You're next. You're next. You're next.
And if everything else is working, if you know that the key information you need, you can get on the website.
You don't have to go
that would depopulate
the
numbers.
Exactly.
So it's all procedural.
It's all procedural. It's system. It's also
systems based.
Like what I said as well. There has to be consequences for if they
if bad staffing. If the person not good for a job, why is still there?
I was told, my brother, we they see people like you here every day. Come on, talk to. We know so you get 2 passports. That was the word. I can point to the guy.
He call you criminal.
He told me I'm a thief.
Yeah, basically, you're not supposed to take the job again.
Okay. Good. So we've pretty much touched on all the
systems,
information, update people.
Now, in real terms, that means there's a big problem because pretty much every facet of
every facet.
Yeah.
Like you said, you travel a lot. I've been to the Ghanaian embassy. I've been to the Zambian embassy.
In the UK?
In the UK. Seamless. And why is our visas and passports so expensive compared to other countries around the world?
Well, we might need to get a member of staff to come and explain that to us.
So they're making money and they're even not giving the quality service.
So fast track, I was there, the guy said to me, I said, but I've paid for fast track in my front. Because they had now messed up with the passport. He just tore my fast track and said, take. Wow. He said, it's not fast track anymore.
Okay, no track.
How you know break screen now?
So when this guy, when it's because of, I guess, my position now, you have to hold yourself very well.
The threshold, obviously, back again, not condoning anything.
Not condoning, but I understand.
We all have thresholds, you know. But, I think on that note, we have to end on a lighter note.
Okay.
Very important.
Okay.
We have to end on a
We
lighter
have a comedian in the
house.
house. We have a comedian in the house.
But we're all Nigerians and we love our country. No doubt about that.
We're passionate. See, when I saw those police cars, I was ashamed.
Yes.
No,
I was embarrassed. This thing has gone around the world.
If we don't care about the country, we won't be here to
Yes.
about it.
We can do better.
But again, we just want, the reason why we even go into the embassy is because most of us either want to travel home or we have contact
We
at
love
home.
home.
So
We
we
love
must
home.
care.
We love home. We
People
care about home.
You can just go, well, I don't care about Nigeria. I don't care. No, you care about the country. That's what you're still. If you don't care, you won't give a shit.
I deliberately wanted to do this first before we extend an invitation to a rep, at least, if you can get a higher commissioner, a rep from the High Commission, to come in and just have a conversation as well. I think the first step really should be communication.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's important to let them take advantage. This is a great situation. As bad as it is, it's actually a fantastic opportunity.
A daily Twitter account, it can be hard.
to kind of like.
I was going to work in Tilbury 2 days ago. There was a train that had a defect. We were stuck on the platforms for a while. All I did was go on Twitter, copy and paste Jubilee line, and send to the client I was going to work for. Case closed.
You had your excuse right there.
Right there. That was it. They informed the members of the public that there's been a train defect and there is now.
It's not hard.
One person.
You back up your story with something, yeah.
Straight. One person. Information.
So if somewhere is closed, they don't have to leave. They don't have to come all the way to get to the Nigerian embassy to go, oh, it's closed. That's enough for you to want to.
I went
put
8 times in 2 months. I still don't have the passport. I'm going on Monday. Since I saw that guy's video, I've been anxious. I said, what am I going to see this time?
I would like to believe that the general mood, because this has reverberated around the whole world.
Read the comments.
And I would like to believe that something will be done, but I'm not going to speculate. We will invite, somebody from the High Commission. I'm sure they'll have, and I would really love them to come and have a sit down and, let's have this conversation with Nigeria.
Yes, it's Nigeria, but just start with just showing people you are respected and you are valued. Do not disrespect people. Do not, help, assist those women with buggies and prams. Help them.
The little things.
The little things.
They go a long way.
The little thing. Where's the toilet? Where's the toilet in the Nigerian embassy?
It's on the first floor.
No, sometimes it's locked. Sometimes it's this. Sometimes little
No,
things.
I see one picture where you get buckets. Seriously,
Wale, let's keep this. On this note, I'd like to thank you guys for coming on the show.
Yeah, the bucket under the.
No, I'm in a fortnight because I'm traveling next week. In a fortnight, I would really hope that we can have somebody from the High Commission here. They're my people. I know all of them there. I know them very well. So, and I know they do a lot of work.
Why a fortnight? Because
I won't be around next week.
Okay.
I'm abroad next week.
Okay.
In Nigeria. In Nigeria,
No, it's good if you have brought them today.
In Nigeria.
No.
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Trust me, awesome. You came at very short notice too. Thank you so much. Now we're going to have a second edition of a world premiere of this brand new song called Bra. Bra by King Promise from Ghana. It also features Kojo Antwi, the legend. And that will be it for the record for today. Very, very hot season. Guys, on a do well. Remember, it's for the record. See you same time next week.